Welcome back. I'm Pratap here. Today is 27th September 2023. Let us generate demand and supply zone reports for daily time frame. So entry time frame is daily. Let us find the stocks which are near to the daily demand zone. So these 9 stocks are filtered where price closed near to the daily demand zone. And we have few high liquidity demand zones listed. One is about India, which is near to the daily demand zone. But we should observe it is already tested 4 times and having 6 rejections, and 3 times it closed inside the zone, and already it is pierced once. So it is not advisable to trade a pierced zone, but you should understand there should be a lower time frame above this zone, or because this is a demand zone, below this zone there could be a lower time frame or demand zone which is acting as a bear trap. Or there could be LOTL also. So you need to look into the chart. And there is one more high liquidity zone, Crompton. And this is also tested 4 times. And it is having 2 rejections. And 3 times it is closed inside the zone. But it is not yet pierced. But the problem here is it is having a risk, 4% risk. But reward is 0.00055. So we don't have enough risk reward. But if anybody wants to trade on this zone, maybe you need to fine tune at lower time frames like 75 minutes or 15 minutes. There, if you find enough risk reward, you can go for this. But you should, because the trend is sideways, daily trend, weekly trend is also sideways. Maybe it might be moving in a specific range. If it is moving in a specific range at extremes, you can take a risk. If the risk reward is within your control, you can go for this. But it is not a fresh zone. But remember, high liquidity zones always supports multiple testing. Let us look any better stocks still available. Are there any high liquidity demand zones? Yeah. There is one more ICICI GI. So it is a high liquidity zone. So it is a fresh zone. We don't have any test count 0, rejection count 0, close inside the zone is also 0. Of course, it's not pierced. But the problem is look into the curve or location, whatever you name. This is high on the curve. It is having good risk reward. 2.10 risk and reward is 7.81. Almost close to 1:4, but it's not 1:4, 1:3 point something. Close to 4. Okay. What about the trend? Daily trend is sideways, weekly trend is sideways, monthly trend is up. Because it is high on the curve, so you need to look into the chart. You need to understand the direction of ICICI GI in the monthly. If it is not at tested the monthly supply zone, this trade can be acceptable even though it is high on the curve. Remember, if it is not yet tested the monthly supply zone, that means the direction is from demand zone to supply zone, you can go for this trade. But if it is already tested the supply zone and changed its direction towards the monthly demand zone, then this trade should not be acceptable at daily time frame. But you can go for a lower time frame, maybe at 75 minutes level or 15 minutes level. For that you need to do a detailed analysis or study. Okay, let us see any other high liquidity demand zones. No, not available. Okay, so now let's look into stocks near daily supply zones. Let's go back. Entry time frame is daily. Let us filter the stocks which are near to the daily supply zone. So this is the filtered list. Even here also we have a few high liquidity supply zones. One is ABB. The daily trend is down, even though weekly is up and monthly is up. But it is a fresh zone and it is at the equilibrium. The curve is at curve or location is at equilibrium. And the risk reward is not really good. But you can fine tune to the lower time frames. There you can find a good risk reward. If it is available, you can go for this trade because it is a high liquidity and it is a fresh zone. And moreover, your daily trend is changed to downtrend. And what else we have? High liquidity supply zones here. Yeah, there is one more high liquidity supply zone. ICICI Prudential. Monthly is up, weekly trend is up, but daily trend is down. So maybe you need to fine tune. You should look into 75 minutes or 15 minutes zones. The reason is it is already tested once, even though it is high liquidity zone. You can fine tune because that could be a good choice because this trend is daily trend is down. And the location is at equilibrium. The curve is at equilibrium. The risk reward is not good on daily time frame, but if you fine tune at lower time frames like 75 minutes or 15 minutes, there if you have good risk reward, you can choose this trade even though it is tested once. Let us see if there are any more further fresh zones. The next high liquidity, yeah, LTTS. But the trend, daily trend is up, sorry, monthly trend is up, weekly trend is up, daily trend is up. Trend is not supporting in all these time frames. But it is a high liquidity zone, but it is already tested once. So looking for second time is a risky because of the trend. But the only plus point is the location. It is high on the curve. That is only favorable. The risk reward is also not good. But you can fine tune at the lower time frames like 75 or 15 minutes. And you need to look for your risk reward. And the next one is McDonald's. So it is a counter trend trade. It is a perfect counter trend trade because your monthly trend is up, weekly trend is up, but your daily trend is changed to sideways. So previously it was up trend, Now it is changed to sideways. It's not yet tested, but it is already having one rejection. Probably this rejection could have been a part of the uh, leg out formation. And the location is at equilibrium. What about risk reward is not good? Maybe again you need to look, you need to fine tune at the lower time frames. So today the zones are not really looking very favorable at the initial, at the first impression. But maybe you may find good trades if you fine tune to 75 minutes or 15 minutes levels. So now this is about stocks near demand and supply zones. Now let us find the stocks which are closed inside demand and supply zones. So entry time frame is daily. Let us filter the stocks which are closed inside daily demand zone. So this is the filtered list. So total 40 stocks are filtered where price closed inside daily demand zone. Now let us filter the stocks where price closed inside daily supply zone. Entry time frame is daily. Let us filter inside, closed inside, price closed inside daily supply zone. This is the filtered list. So total 22 stocks are closed inside the daily supply zone. So let us find the tested zones. Entry time frame daily. Let us filter the tested daily demand zones. So this is the list of the stocks tested the daily demand zone. So total 20 stocks are filtered. So let's go back. For entry time frame daily, let us filter the stocks which are tested the daily supply zones. So 10 daily supply zones are tested. Okay. Now let's find the newly created demand and supply zones for daily time frame. Let us find newly created demand zones. The 16 stocks are having newly created demand zones. Let's go back. For entry time frame daily, let us filter newly created supply zones. So these 5 stocks are having newly created supply zones. Good. Vedanta is having a high liquidity supply zone. So newly created Page Industries also created a high liquidity supply zone, a new high liquidity supply zone. But it is not having good risk reward. Vedanta is having good risk reward. Okay, this is about the list of different. These are all the different stocks we filtered based on different conditions. Now, for the reference purpose, let me generate demand and supply zones for all the stocks. I'm filtering the without filters. I am listing all the stocks. I'll be keep on scrolling this list until the end. So whichever the stock you want to refer, just pause the video and study parameters of that particular stock's demand and supply zones. So this is the end of the video. I hope this information is useful to you for our further study and analysis. So let us all meet again in our next video. Until then, take care and have a good day.